Hi everyone, welcome. If you are new, please consider subscribing. My name is Yadi and I create educational videos for beauty professionals in training and for those who like to continue learning. Now you guys, whether you are here to review this information because you're getting ready for your test or you're simply trying to know this information and you're an esthetician student, you have found the right place because this video is going to be focusing on skin layers and their function. This will be a study guide, so be sure to write any information that you find helpful down. Don't forget to share this video with a friend and give it a thumbs up if you find the information helpful. Once again, I'm inviting you to stay until the very end and feel free to find me on all social media platforms as Glam and beyond. Now, with that being said, let's get started. Have you ever wondered what's really going on beneath your skin? Not just what you see in the mirror, but the living, breathing layers working nonstop to protect, regulate, and renew your body? Skin histology is the microscopic study of the structure and function of the skin. And trust me, your skin is more than just a pretty cover. It's the body's largest organ, and it's like a high-tech smart suit that you wear 24/7. You guys, in this video, we'll take you deep into the skin's layers from the tough flake-off surface above to the soft, fatty cushion underneath. But first, let's go over the 6 primary functions of the skin. Number 1, we have protection. The skin is your shield. It protects against bacteria, UV radiation, pollution, and injury. It is the outermost layer, acts like a security system that's constantly defending your body from the outside world. Number 2, sensation. This will be your body's alert system. Nerve endings detect touch, pain, heat, cold, and pressure. Your body talks to your brain every second, helping you to react to the world around you. Number 3, heat regulation. This will be your body's thermostat. Sweating and blood vessel dilation and constriction. Your skin keeps your temperature just right, whether you're freezing or sweating. Number 4, we have excretion. Think of it as a natural detox. Eliminates waste through sweat glands. Your skin helps your body release salts and toxins through sweat. Number 5, secretion. Skin's moisture system. Sebum, which we know is oil, protects and lubricates. The skin keeps itself soft and protected using natural oils. Number 6, absorption. It's like a selective sponge, absorbs small amounts of substances, for example, products. While it's a barrier, skin can also let certain substances in, which is why product choice matters. Alright, so now that you know the 6 functions of the skin, now let's discuss the layers of the skin. We're starting off from the very top with the epidermis. The epidermis, it's like the protective shield we all have, the outermost layer of the skin, what we see and touch. Think of it as a brick wall with tiles that are constantly shedding. Provides a protective barrier against environmental damage, pathogens, and water loss. It is composed mostly of keratinocytes, which produce keratin, a protein that strengthens the skin. And this layer also contains melanocytes, responsible for skin pigmentation, and also Langerhans cells, which play a role in immune defense. The epidermis, you guys, has 5 distinct sublayers. Let's discuss all of them from top to bottom. Stratum corneum, also known as the horny layer. The stratum corneum is the outermost layer of the epidermis and acts as the body's first line of defense. Made up of flat, dead skin cells called corneocytes, which are filled with a strong protein called keratin. This layer forms a durable protective barrier. These cells are tightly packed and surrounded by natural lipids, creating a structure much like a brick wall. This layer is constantly exposed to the outside environment, and it is responsible for protecting the body from bacteria, chemicals, allergens, and other environmental threats. One of its major roles is to prevent water loss through the skin, helping to keep the body hydrated. It also plays a part in the natural exfoliation process, as old skin cells are regularly shed and replaced by new cells from the deeper layers. Overall, the stratum corneum is essential for barrier protection, hydration retention, and regulating permeability, ensuring the skin stays strong, smooth, and healthy. Right under the stratum corneum, we have the stratum lucidum. The stratum lucidum is a thin, transparent layer of skin found only in the thickest area of the epidermis, such as the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. Its name means clear layer, and that's exactly what it looks like under a microscope, a glassy see-through sheet. This layer sits just beneath the stratum corneum and consists of a few rows of dead keratinocytes that are flat, densely packed, and full of keratin, a protein that helps toughen the skin. Even though it's very thin layer, the stratum lucidum plays an important role in providing extra protection and helping the skin withstand friction and pressure in high contact areas. You can think of it like a clear top coat of nail polish. It's not always visible, but it adds an important layer of strength and smoothness to the surface underneath. Its presence ensures the thick skin stays durable and more resistant to wear and tear. Stratum lucidum. Stratum granulosum, granular layer. The stratum granulosum, or granular layer, is where skin cells begin their transformation from living cells to the tough protective cells found on the surface, located just below the stratum lucidum in thick skin, or the stratum corneum in thin skin. This layer contains 3 to 5 rows of keratinocytes that start to flatten and die as they move upwards. Inside these cells are granules rich in keratohyalin and lamellar bodies. Think of these like ingredient packets the skin releases to strengthen itself. The keratohyalin helps bind keratin fibers together, while the lamellar bodies release lipids, which are fats, that coat the cells and form a waterproof seal. This seal is essential for the skin's barrier function, locking in moisture and keeping harmful substances out. You can imagine the stratum granulosum like a factory floor where cells are packed and sealed before being shipped to the surface. It's a critical zone where the skin begins forming the strong water-resistant barrier that protects the body. Next, we have the stratum spinosum, also known as the spiny layer. The stratum spinosum, also known as the spiny layer, sits just below the stratum granulosum, and it is where skin cells start getting stronger. It gets its name because the keratinocytes in this layer appear to have tiny spines or bridges between them when seen under a microscope. These spines are actually desmosomes, connections that help the cells stick tightly together, adding strength and flexibility to the skin. Think of the stratum spinosum like a net or web that holds the cells firmly in place so that the skin can bend and stretch without falling apart. It's also where Langerhans cells and skin immune defenders hang out, detecting invaders like bacteria. This layer plays a big role in the skin's immune response and structural support, keeping the skin resilient while helping to fight off infection. In simple terms, the stratum spinosum is like the teamwork layer, where cells start working together and holding tight to protect the body. I hope you're still with me. If you're finding the information helpful, don't forget to give this video a like, and if you're new, consider subscribing. Next, we have the basal layer or stratum bazalei, also known as the stratum germinativum, is the deepest layer of the epidermis and plays a critical role in skin function and renewal. It consists of a single row of basal keratinocytes that continuously undergo mitosis, producing new skin cells that are pushed upward through the epidermal layers. This layer is firmly attached to the dermis below via the basement membrane, the dermal-epidermal junction, which anchors the skin and allow the diffusion of nutrients as the epidermis itself lacks blood vessels. Melanocytes are present in this layer, and they are responsible for producing melanin, the pigment that determines skin color and also protects against UV radiation by shielding the nuclei of keratinocytes. Merkel cells are also located in this layer, are associated with nerve endings, and contribute to the sense of touch and texture, particularly in sensitive areas like the fingertips. While primarily found in the stratum spinosum, there are some Langerhans cells involved in immune defense may also appear in or near this layer. Overall, the stratum bazalei, the basal layer, is essential for cell regeneration, pigmentation, sensory reception, and forming the structural connection between the epidermis and the dermis. I hope you're still with me because we are making our way down. We are now at the dermis. The dermis is the thick metal layer of the skin located just beneath the epidermis and above the subcutaneous tissue. It provides structural support, elasticity, and nourishment to the skin. Unlike the epidermis, the dermis is vascular, meaning it contains blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to both dermal and epidermal cells. The dermis is divided into two main regions, the papillary layer and the reticular layer. Here we go. The papillary layer is the upper portion of the dermis composed of loose connective tissue and characterized by dermal papillae, finger-like projections that interlock with the epidermis, strengthening the connection between layers and increasing surface area for nutrient exchange. This layer contains capillaries, pain receptors, touch receptors, Meissner's corpuscles, and immune cells like mast cells and phagocytes. Now let's go over the reticular layer. What happens here? The deeper reticular layer is made up of dense, irregular connective tissue, giving the skin strength and flexibility. It houses the bulk of skin structures, including hair follicles, sebaceous glands, sweat glands, both eccrine and apocrine, nerve endings, and deeper pressure receptors. This layer also contains collagen and elastin fibers, which provide tensile strength and elasticity, and fibroblasts, which are responsible for producing and maintaining these fibers. The dermis plays a vital role in thermal regulation, sensation, immune defense, wound healing, and supporting the epidermis, making it a key functional and structural component of the skin. Let me know if you made it until the very end. We are at the very bottom. We are going to go over the subcutaneous tissue, also known as the hypodermis, which is the deepest layer of the skin. The hypodermis, also known as the subcutaneous layer or subcutis, is the deepest layer of the skin located beneath the dermis. It is not technically part of the skin, but is essential for connecting the skin to underlying muscles and bones. The hypodermis is primarily made up of loose connective tissue and adipose fat tissue, which provide insulation, energy storage, and cushioning to protect internal organs and structures from mechanical injury. This layer acts as the body's shock absorber and helps regulate body temperature by conserving heat through its fat stores. The fat cells, adipocytes, also serve as an energy reserve. The hypodermis contains larger blood vessels and lymphatic vessels, which support the vascular needs of the dermis and help with temperature control and waste removal. Nerves and specialized sensory receptors may also extend into the hypodermis, contributing to deep pressure and vibration sensation. Because of its rich blood supply, the hypodermis plays a role in the delivery of medication through subcutaneous injections. Overall, the hypodermis provides structural support, protection, and nourishment to the skin and deeper tissues. Guess what else happens here? Cellulite. Cellulite forms in the hypodermis where fat cells are stored. Under normal conditions, fat cells are surrounded and held in place by bands of connective tissue. But when these fat cells enlarge due to factors like genetics, hormones, or lifestyle, they can push up against the underside of the skin. At the same time, the connective tissue bands pull the skin downward, creating an uneven surface and the dimpling effect that we all dislike. Easy to remember layers of the skin mnemonics. Give yourself a pat on the back. You made it until the end of the video. What I have here is something that can hopefully help you remember the layers of the skin. Trust me, I work with tons of students, and skin histology is always one that can be hard to retain. So I'm with you, and trust me, I get it, okay? But listen to this. Every clean, luminous, glowing skin begins during proper radiant hydration. Okay, I like that. Epidermis, stratum corneum, stratum lucidum, stratum granulosum, stratum spinosome, the basal layer, we have the dermis. Remember that the dermis consists of two layers, which is the papillary and reticular layer, and lastly, hypodermis. You guys, that's it. I love it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you feel like this information is helping you or will help you. And anyways, you guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your continued support, and I will see you on the next one. Feel free to find me on all social media platforms as Glam and Beyond. With that being said, let's keep going, let's keep growing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.